Hello everybody, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and starting in about November of 2018, Unreal started giving away game packs for Unreal Engine. Basically, each month they gave away about half a dozen previously commercial assets from their app store completely free for that month. So long as you buy them during the month, they are there and yours forever. On top of that, they generally make some previously commercial assets free and available forever. And one thing I've said that might actually be wrong in the past is you may not be tied to having to use Unreal Engine specifically to use these assets. But what you do have to do is, quote, air quotes, buy them. You have to add them to your cart and check out while they are still free. And February is no exception. We've got another month of free assets from Unreal Engine, and truth of the matter is, these are probably the most exciting assets that have been released yet, mostly because of what they actually enable. So let's take a look at what the new assets are. And of course, I will toss all the required links down below. Here you can see the Unreal Engine blog post describing February's free assets. And let's look at the free for limited times first, and then we'll look at the free forever ones after. So free for a limited time, the first asset we have is the CCG, or Computerized Card Game Toolkit. And I know a lot of you guys are looking for, how do I build card games? Well, this is a toolkit for making it so that you can do this directly in Unreal Engine. And as you can see, it is a 100% blueprint framework, has multiplayer support, customizable card game AI and debug UI, highly customizable card creation, card deck builder, and so on and so forth. So if you are looking at creating a Magic the Gathering style game, there is actually a toolkit for you now. And as you can see, it supports pretty much all of the platforms. So that one is probably going to be the most exciting asset for a lot of you guys. Next up, we have the Starter Kit hand-painted textures. This is 21 unique textures and using a PBR, or physically based rendering workflow, ready to drop into your game. They have a base color, a normal map, a roughness map, a height map, and an ambient occlusion map. They are 20 by 20, 48 in size, but obviously you can resize that down. Pretty sweet. It's also part of a larger bundle. Now, next up, we have the Luos. I'll go with Luos. Luos' Particle Toolkit Volume 1 offers a load of meshes, noise textures, material functions, vector fields, and more for your VFX creation needs. Also contains 67 example particles and YouTube videos of their creation. So, if you are looking for particle effects, this is pretty cool. Now, it'd be interesting to see, though, because this was released back in 2016, and since then we've added Niagara, the new particle system. So, I don't know how timely they're going to be if you want to work with the new system, but still, a lot of the assets you could definitely adapt over, especially because you're looking at some of these are like flipbook sprites. You got 67 different particle sprites. You've got 200 different textures in this map. So, pretty sweet collection going on right there. Now, last one we got, I think on the, second from last of the free for limited times is another really interesting one, especially because Unreal kind of sucks at 2D. This is a platformer kit 2D kit. It's the ultimate tool for creating action platforming titles. You'll see it offers a movement system, a combat system, collectibles, saving, loading games, sound effects system, menu system, you name it. So if you are looking at creating a 2D platformer using Unreal Engine, there's not a lot of content like this out there. So this is a definitely cool one to get for free. And again, you see it supports a ton of different platforms. So just like the collectible card game, I know there's a lot of people that are trying to adapt these styles of games for Unreal Engine, so having two basically templates to get you started with card games or platforming games, pretty sweet. And the last of the temporarily free is the SciFi Kit Bash level builder. If you are trying to build a sci-fi level, this is a bunch of assets you can use to bash one together. So what we've got here is a set of high quality assets and textures, AAA quality game assets, collisions for assets, jet asset as an object of interest, ground decals for visual polish, all modular and easy to modify, fully finished hanger map. And you see the various different texture maps there. So we've got 70 materials, 90 textures, 110 static meshes with collision maps, a demo map, and an asset overview map for this one. So this one's actually really quite cool. Also, the flip side is this is also going to be, flip side was a good choice of words there. You're most likely to see this in your next Steam asset flip. And that's the kind of the only real downside to these giveaways. All right, so that is it for the free for a limited time. Once again, if you want any of these assets, just go into the Epic Game Asset Store, add them to your cart, and quote unquote purchase them, and they're yours forever. Now, these ones are everybody's forever. Basically, they're free and they go on forever. The first one is the Medieval Dungeon. It is a medieval dungeon encrypt with modular meshes and beautiful props. Obviously, this is like the SciFi Kit, but instead for creating medieval-style dungeons. And again, yeah, you're going to start seeing these assets in games. It's just the nature of the beast. So we see here, Dungeon Encrypt Mesh Set. We got 32 dungeon architectural meshes, 25 crypt architectural meshes, 59 beautiful prop meshes, 36 human skeleton meshes for decorations, for decorating with those skeletons. Architectural meshes snap to 50 grid, not sure what that means. So you see here's the breakdown and details of everything in this particular pack. And then the final Noob free forever asset is the particle and wind control system. The content is part of the content forest, trees, plants, and grass for games. It includes all particles and a wind control system for particles. Technical details, physically based rendering, yes. Number of particles, 6. 5 CPU, 1 GPU. All right, not the most detailed on this particular guy, but definitely okay. And again, I think the big ones are going to be definitely this card game here, card game toolkit, and the platformer toolkit. I think those are the ones that people are going to be by far and away the most excited about. But I'd be curious to hear your opinion. What do you find here that you find most interesting? And is any of these free releases from Epic for Unreal Engine kind of making you maybe lean more towards the Unreal side of the fence? Or, nah? Let me know. Comments down below and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.